Thank you. Chair Hartman, Vice Chair Scharf, members of the committee, and to the members of OFYC listening remotely. My name is Whitney Rogers. It's an honor to be here today representing my thoughts on HB 3835. I was very emotionally moved by a lot of the stories shared today, and I'll submit this. I was very moved by a lot of the stories shared today, and at one point I was that high-risk youth you spoke of, okay, in Trillium, which you spoke about, and I was put in seclusion. I was given medical doses of Haldol in my butt, held down by 5-6 men, and in that stage of my life, I do believe I needed it. I needed that kind of intense acuity, but I didn't need to be force isolated, and I didn't need all those circumstances to handle. Okay, then I left the farm home. I was basically medically abandoned at Trillium Family Services for 3 years until I aged out without a plan. There would be like 6 to 8 months with no DHS contact. And I was just sat there. They had me on so much medication. When an outside doctor heard about how many antipsychotics and psychotropic medications I was on, they said that an adult wouldn't even be on this amount. I suffer permanent liver damage from it. So these are just kind of the effects of what supervision and laws and rules and regulation actually look like in implementation, okay? So then I graduated college. I went on to work for the Office of Public Defense Services, and I had a fantastic time. I got a chance to go work with youth charged with different kinds of sex crimes and other things like this, and I got a chance to go into these facilities and see how it looks, again, in actuality. I exited foster care in 2020. Okay, I'm 25 years old. And the system that I exit, it still exists to this day. And so one thing I think that's convenient about this bill is it's going to fix a lot of the reporting numbers for ODHS. Okay, it's going to, I think it's a very well-intentioned, poorly worded, poorly crafted bill. And I know it has a lot of support from very intelligent people. And
Chair, may I donate my 2 minutes?
I know it has it has the support of a lot of intelligent people, well-meaning people. I know, and I just don't think it's going to have the desired intended effect. And the youth in Oregon have been kept out of this conversation. Providers have been kept out of this conversation. ODHS is not being forthcoming. The language in this bill was not crafted by youth and families. It is not, and there is a deep issue in the way we're handling residential facilities for our foster youth. There are some true concerns. And I have seen circumstances where we had a staff who was trained to be a surgeon for 5 years, and she had to go into a hold, and she broke her hand, and her dreams were gone. Okay, I've seen staff I cared about that gave their life years. You know, you build deep relationships at 3 years. I've seen them get punched. One guy, his eye came out of his face. And I witnessed this as kids, and staff saw that, and it does breed this environment of fear. But this bill isn't going to fix it. And the way some people are talking today, it sounds like it's going to open homes. It sounds like it's going to build capacity. None of this bill does that. And so I would like to build capacity. I'd love the partnership with ODHS. I represent now Oregon Foster Youth Connection. I'm proud. I work with youth ages 14 through 26. It's an amazing thing. But I would just encourage you, you have to stand in between foster youth, vulnerable youth. Children in school do not need to be held down. So we have to stand between them and this bill, restructure it, take it back to committee, and then try this again. And I don't know if I like other bills in the Senate either too much, but that's for a different conversation in a different place. That, you know, and I appreciate your time. I have a lot of respect for the people who have done it. I think this is my 5th, 6th time testifying in front of you, my first time for a lot of y'all. But I just thank you, and I'll yield back whatever time I.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here and for your testimony. Quick comment?
Quick question. How long were you in the foster system?
I was in and out of foster care since birth. My grandma took custody of me when I was 7. When she passed away, she starved herself to death due to grief. I was then placed in temporary kinship care, and I was bounced in and out until I was about 14 when reunification became no longer an option. I came from Southern Oregon, Klamath County, very proud country, I know, you know, and I spent a lot of time there. There was no resources. So after a sexual assault that happened outside of a DHS office by someone who was looking for care there, they moved me to Portland, where I went to Give Us This Day. I was one of the last sets of girls there. They would unplug cameras there. They didn't have functioning showers. We didn't have beds. And DHS closed this program down, but this person is still able to serve children now in Oregon, and they currently still serve children in Oregon, certified by DHS. Then after that, I went to Trillium Family Services, where I was medically abandoned for 2 years, 7 months, until Trillium told DHS, you need to come get her. She doesn't need any more treatment. She has a job in the community. She does swim lessons in the community. Take her back. Like, she needs to go somewhere. A nurse gave up her job at Trillium to take me home and act as a treatment or like a little placement for me. And then I just went to college, and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a lot.
Alicia?